They fled from el-Fasher as the paramilitary rapid support forces seized the town 10 days ago. The conditions in Tawila camp, 50 kilometers away, aren't great, but it's safe, and at least they can get treatment for the injuries they sustained.
My injury happened when I left home with my container to bring water from the pump. A stray bullet hit me and broke my bones. Thanks be to God, no one from my family was with me.
The RSF attacked and insulted African as opposed to Arab Sudanese, calling them slaves.
The rapid support forces beat and humiliated us. They took all that we had and left us with nothing. I can't find my husband. I don't know if he is dead or alive or where he is.
The camp hospital is full of those who nearly didn't make it, who escaped death only to witness horror.
Once you leave the gates, the bodies start. The bodies continue all the way to Gary. Some were killed by thirst, some by exhaustion, some by their injuries, the bleeding. Some were injured by the rockets in el-Fasher. They hurt more than the bullets or shrapnel.
At least they got out, unlike many kidnapped by the RSF and forced to send videos to their relatives begging for ransom. Uncle Khaled, peace be upon you, says this man. They say I have to pay to be released. Professor Hadi, this is Dr. Abbas, says another. They're demanding 2 billion Sudanese pounds. That's 2.5 million sterling. Please transfer it to the number I sent you, or they will kill me in the next 10 minutes. 4,500 kilometers away in the capital of Bahrain, a representative of the United Arab Emirates was smoothly spreading the blame. The UAE denies supporting the RSF despite considerable evidence.
We all made the mistake when the two generals who are fighting the civil war today overthrew the civilian government. That was, in my opinion, looking back, was a critical mistake. We should have put our foot down, all of us, collectively.
Now the RSF has seized el-Fasher, it controls most of Darfur, while the Sudan armed forces control the east of the country, including Port Sudan and the capital Khartoum. But fighting is intensifying in Kordofan, especially around El Obeid and Kadugli. These pictures reportedly show the bodies of victims of an RSF drone strike on a civilian funeral near El Obeid yesterday. The RSF has pretensions to be a national government. Neither it nor the Sudan armed forces seems interested in a ceasefire. The RSF have posted pictures of their police at el-Fasher's main hospital, saying it had reopened a week after they slaughtered 460 patients there, an attempt presumably to clean up their image. But they're still posting videos of their fighters committing atrocities, here shouting "kill, kill," as they run over seemingly random victims. At Tawila camp, they're hoping for a much bigger influx, because if others don't come, it means they've been captured or killed, or just left to perish of hunger and disease.
Well, earlier I spoke to the United Nations coordinator in Sudan, Denise Brown. I asked her about the scale of atrocities allegedly carried out by the rapid support forces.
The level of violence that erupted over the past 10 days has shocked us with its intensity. That city has been under siege for 500 days, meaning an active conflict area with civilians trapped and humanitarian assistance blocked. What we are able to credibly report on since this latest round of horrific violence are summary executions of unarmed civilians as they tried to flee the city. The World Health Organization reporting on mass killings in the last remaining hospital of patients and their families, medical personnel being abducted, and of course, the patterns of sexual violence, which we had previously established over the past 2 years of this war, continue until we actually get inside of el-Fasher, and our access is being blocked by the RSF. It's very difficult to estimate the numbers of people killed and also the numbers of civilians who continue to be detained in el-Fasher by the RSF.
Does this look to you like a genocide?
You know, genocide has to be proven by experts. Right now, what is most important is that we get access and continue to document these gross violations of international humanitarian law so that the world doesn't forget.
Tens of thousands of people are reported to have fled el-Fasher. What's happened to them?
So people are, fleeing, looking for safe locations to get to, and we are trying to be there to meet them. But I have to say that the needs are starting to overwhelm us. Not just the number of people in need, which is already huge in this country, but frankly, the trauma.
The UN Secretary General called out growing external influence undermining ceasefire and peace efforts. Who is he referring to?
For me, the key message is that the humanitarian response is not the solution here. And the member states who have the leverage and interest to bring peace to this country, to contribute to making peace in this country, to understand that what we're witnessing here is I think, unprecedented level of violence.
The UAE, isn't it, is one of those countries that is purported to have influence over the RSF, and the UK is among several countries that exports arms to the UAE, and the allegation is that some of those have washed up in the hands of the RSF. Should the UK cease exporting weapons, do you think, to the UAE?
What I think is that this country requires peace.
But you can't be hopeful of any aid reaching el-Fasher because aid workers are being killed, right?
We have, again, credible reports of humanitarian volunteers and partners of humanitarian agencies who've been abducted, who are reported missing and may indeed have been killed. But we will keep working on getting that access. This is now the responsibility of the RSF leadership to allow us in to do our job.
Denise Brown, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you, too.